Welcome to Geico Sports Night, beautiful people. I'm Chris Williamson. Ahead on the show, the Unicorn KP comes back to New York for the first time as a Maverick. Moving pictures coming your way. Plus, with several reports stating that the Cards will take Kyler Murray, should the Giants be making a push for Josh Rosen? We'll discuss. But we start with the Mets and Steven Matz, who is hoping to put it all together this season. Mets taking on the Red Sox, Port St. Lucie. Matz making his second spring start, and it was a rough day at the office for the left-hander. Second inning, already trailing 1-0. Gorkys Hernandez sends a deep drive to left for a 3-run blast. Matz allowed 4 runs in 2 2/3 innings. Scary moment here for the Mets. Lead off the fifth. Ahmed Rosario is hit on the hand with the pitch. Take another look. Rosario gets struck on his left hand. He would leave the game. X-rays came back negative. We move to the 7th. Dominic Smith up at bat, and Smith continues his hot hitting this spring with an extra base hit to right. J.D. Davis scores. Smith will slide in with a double. He went 2 for 4. Mets lose 9-3. Here's Matz after the game.
I felt good. I really did. The main thing was just my curveball, and honestly, I just wanted to keep going back to it because I didn't like the way I was not commanding it, and so yeah, I just kept going back to it, and that's part of spring training. Is just you know, you gotta use that stuff now, even if you don't have it. So that's what it's about.
He's worried about getting better. So to me, that was great. You know, even though he gave up the 0-2 hits, so what? At least he was working on his craft and trying to get better. I thought that was really impressive out of Matsy to be able to be out there competing, let that thought process go through his mind, and be able to slow everything down and think like that. That's pretty cool.
Mets playing a split squad game against the Astros. Corey Oswalt on the mound for the Mets. Second inning, Oswalt strikes out Aledmus Diaz swinging. In the third, Oswalt whiffs George Springer. Oswalt pitches 2 1/3 innings, only gives up 1 run and strikes out 4. Pete Alonso up at bat in the 6th, and he hammers 1 to left center for his second home run of the spring. Alonso finished 2 for 3. Mets get the win 7-4. Now, both Alonso's and Smith's springs have made for an intense battle at first. Smith has a higher batting average and more ribbies. Meanwhile, Alonso's left the yard once more than Smith. Pretty neck and neck at this point on the offensive end. For more on the competition, here's our SNY MLB insider, Andy Martino.
It wasn't that long ago that the Mets had a clear first baseman of the future in Pete Alonso, back when he was Peter Alonso last year, mashing home runs and double in AAA. And there has been nothing to tell us that Pete Alonso does not still have a really bright future, and it could very well be with the Mets. The thing is, Dom Smith, who precedes him in the system, still has potential. Smith has been a little disappointing in his previous major league stints, but he really hasn't had an extended opportunity. And there are plenty of evaluators in the game and in the organization that see Smith as a .280 hitter, capable of hitting 20 home runs in the big leagues, and of course a far superior defensive first baseman to Alonso. This is not a decision the Mets have to make today or tomorrow. It's something that could sort itself out, as the famed Ike Davis-Lucas Duda debate did several years ago. But really, the Mets don't just have one potential first baseman of the future. They have 2. Do not sleep on Dom Smith.
Time now for Baseball 9 New York with Sal Licata and Mark Malusis. And fellas, both Pete Alonso and Dominic Smith are heating up in the spring.
Yeah.
Who do you see as being better for the opening day first baseman?
You know what, Chris? I think it's a fascinating question because I think you have to give Dom Smith a lot of credit, Sal, for hitting his way into the equation. Lost weight, certainly defensively. We know what he is at first base, and offensively, he's a guy that can spray the baseball around. Now, with Alonso, the raw power of Alonso is the most intriguing aspect, and what he can present in the middle part of that lineup. We saw him have that kind of power and impact down last year in the minor leagues. You and I were making the argument he should have been up with the big club a year ago. Now you're looking at control. If everything's being equal, right? If we don't have to worry about another year of control and holding Alonso back, I would rather see Alonso be a part of opening day lineup as compared to Dom Smith. I'm not saying Smith doesn't deserve or hasn't earned to be a part of the equation, but all things being equal, I think the special quality of Alonso's power is something I'm intrigued by.
Right, because he could be a difference maker in that lineup without a lot of difference makers. That's the thing. Dom Smith, and look, we've ripped him, and rightfully so. He came into shape, he came into camp out of shape. He's lazy and all those different things late. But now, when he's going well, he looks like a good ball player.
He does.
We know what he is defensively around the bag. bag. He's smooth. You're not going to get that with Alonso. Probably won't get that with any other Mets, as a matter of fact. He's one of their better defensive players. And offensively, he's got a sweet swing when things are going well. He would be a good, productive ball player if he could keep it up, but they need more than that. Had they signed Bryce Harper, then you could live with less pop in that order and go with Dom Smith at first base, but they need Pete Alonso to be productive in the middle of the order. And it's time to see if he can sink or swim, because they're built right now, Moose, to have him be a significant right-handed power bat in the middle of that lineup. It's got to be Alonso.
And wouldn't you want Dominic Smith to start opening day? Because then Alonso's in the minors. Dominic doesn't play well the first 3 weeks, and then you bring up Alonso because you have another year of control.
Well, right. I mean, and that's what we referenced earlier in terms of the debate, and you could see that happening. But I think the point that Sal and I were both making in terms of the special quality and what Alonso presents in that lineup, Dom Smith does not have, and that's the abundance of power. Smith is, give him credit, he's finding himself once again. But in terms of the special quality of it, you look at Alonso's power and what he can present in that lineup.
And then their crosstown rivals also have a first base competition with Luke Voit and Greg Bird. Both of them have been stellar so far. Who do you like to be the opening day first baseman?
Yeah, you know what, Chris, I mean, we've talked about Greg Bird a lot. I'm a Bird believer. I am, man. I'm not going to get off that bandwagon. I think he's going to have a really good year. I don't know if he'll ever be the hitter, Sal, that Brian Cashman said years ago when he was the Arizona Fall League MVP and thought he was the best hitter in the organization. However, what he does represent is something the Yankees don't have, a lefty bat. Right? And you look at Luke Voit, and Voit was brought in. The Yankee scouts looked at him in terms of the ability to drive the ball over the fence, and he was a wonderkin a year ago. But I'm talking about best all-around overall player, defensively and offensively, and given that lineup something they don't have, I think it's going to be Greg Bird.
It's worth taking a chance on Bird because of the potential. You know what Voit is. Bird could be a difference maker as well because he could be the lefty to break those guys up. That's what he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Judge, Bird, Sanchez in the middle of that order. So you look at the Yankees, they're loaded. The one thing that's missing is that left-handed side. Bird could be that. It's worth the risk to me to run him out there. Even if he fails, the Yankees will be okay. But you need to see if Greg Bird has or not. The other thing I'll say is this. I think both guys should be on the roster. There's no reason to me. If you look at the roster now, I know it's a long way to go, and there's different ways you could go. 12 pitches, 13 pitches, whatever. However you're going to work the outfield situation with Clint Frazier and Gardner. But I think both these guys should be on the ball club because they make them better, whether one's playing DH, whether one's, if Voit needs to ride the bench against a tough righty, whatever it may be. I think they're better off with both guys on the team, but I think Bird needs to be the regular first baseman.
And to your point, they'd be much more dynamic and much more of a threat, in the MLB if they have both of them on the roster as opposed to just one. Moose, Sal, always a pleasure. Thanks so much. When we come back, are the Giants now looking to make a deal that would bring Josh Rosen to New York? Our NFL insider has the latest on the Giants QB search. Plus, Kristaps Porzingis makes his return to New York, but this time it's to Brooklyn as the Nets take on the Mavs. Highlights right here when Geico Sports Night returns.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Geico makes it easy to get help when you need it. With licensed agents available 24/7. It's not just easy. It's having a walrus in goal easy.
It's a walrus! Ridiculous!
Yes! Nice save, big guy! Good job, Duncan! Way to go!
It's not just easy, it's Geico easy.
Duncan, stay up. No sleepies.
Check out my Playscape 2-piece sectional. The $7.99 price tag makes it great. The 2 colors and 5 decorative pillows makes it greater. The comfy pop-up sleeper with Bobapedic memory foam makes it greater.
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Greater.
Wherever you go, however you go, for energy on the go, it's gotta be 5-Hour Energy. And with 0 sugar and 4 calories, there's nothing holding you back. Works fast, works long, tastes good. 5-Hour Energy. Energy on the go.
Many dealers can sell you Toyo tires, but only Town Fair Tire gives you the unbeatable combination of Toyo tires at the guaranteed lowest price, plus the most free-for-life services, like free flat repairs, free tire rotations, and free snow tire changeovers for life. If you're in the market for a new set of Toyo tires, get to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
A truly historic season. Full year, 1.7 ERA. Excellent night in and night out. Jacob deGrom.
Jacob deGrom Cy Young bobblehead. April 7th. Purchase tickets at Mets.com/tickets.
Remarkable season.
Tired of the winter blues? Need a break from your daily grind? Ready to press pause and make time for you? Escape to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and let the calming surf, soft sand, and warm sun do the work. With amazing deals all along the coast, it's the perfect time for a seaside getaway. So make time for you. Visit Myrtle Beach, where happiness comes in waves.
SNY.TV. All things New York sports. All on one site with easy access to up-to-the-minute news on all of your favorite New York area teams. Only on SNY.TV, your online home of all things New York sports.
Don't hold your breath for Landon Collins to be a Giant for much longer. According to our SNY NFL insider, Ralph Acciano, the Giants are unlikely to put the franchise tag on the Pro Bowl safety. The deadline is Tuesday. And if he doesn't get the tag, he'll become a free agent. The Chiefs, Bucks, Cowboys, and 49ers expected to make a play for him. And guess what? The Giants made a move at quarterback. It has little to do with QB number one, though. The Giants re-signed veteran QB Alex Tanney. The 31-year-old didn't play a game all year in 2018 and served as a backup 12 games. That was before rookie Kyle Lauletta served as a backup 4 of the last 5 games. Now, maybe the Giants will be able to snag a QB they could have drafted last year. After all, according to reports, the team will be very interested in trading for Cardinals' second-year QB Josh Rosen, who seems to be on his way out, with the Cardinals very high on Kyler Murray. For more on this, here's Ralph Acciano.
Following SNY's report last Friday that a lot of NFL people are convinced that Kyler Murray is going to be the number 1 overall pick, it only makes sense that the Arizona Cardinals would then have to make Josh Rosen available. And if quarterback Josh Rosen's available, the Giants have to be interested. This is a guy that they liked in last year's draft when they chose Saquon Barkley instead. And word is that it might only take a second or a third-round pick to get him. And that's an absolute steal for a franchise quarterback. It also doesn't lock the Giants into Rosen. They could use that second or third-round pick, which they don't have. They'd have to acquire it. But if they can, they could use that pick to get sort of a 1 or 2 year rental on Rosen. Let him sit behind Eli Manning and learn, and they can find out if he can be their quarterback of the future. It would sort of be like a test drive for him. If it doesn't work out, they can go and draft someone else. They wouldn't have wasted a first-round pick. So it makes all the sense in the world. And if Rosen does become available, the Giants are absolutely expected to at least make a call to find out how much he's going to cost.
Time now for Double Take, joined by Moose and Sal to discuss perhaps the Giants trading for Josh Rosen. Should Kyler Murray be drafted number 1 overall by the Cardinals? Sal, do you think the Giants should go after Rosen if he's available?
Yeah, he would have been the guy I would have went after last year in the draft. We talked about it. Giants made a mistake not taking a quarterback, whether it was Darnold, whether it was Josh Allen, whether it was Josh Rosen. So I feel that way. Rosen would have been my number 1 pick then. I have a hard time believing, Moose, that all of a sudden Josh Rosen is a bust. I mean, we're trusting the Arizona Cardinals to make the right decision all of a sudden on him. So I think he's got a lot of good football in him. I think he's going to prove to be one of the best, if not the best quarterback in last year's draft. And if the Giants can get him for a second-round pick or a third-round pick, you better believe they should jump on it and make him their quarterback of the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think it cost them a lot more than a second or a third-round draft choice in order to get Josh Rosen. Yeah, they should be interested. I mean, they don't have a quarterback of the future. They've got to find that guy. I also have to see exactly the Arizona Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury, and that brain trust actually draft Kyler Murray number 1 overall. Because, I do think it could be a little bit of a smokescreen as well, based on what Kingsbury said at Texas Tech, and now that he's running the Arizona Cardinals, got to remember when he first took over, he said, "This is Rosen. I was brought here to help develop Josh Rosen." So now that's kind of turned, and they're creating this marketplace for Kyler Murray. But if it plays out that way, and they're going to draft Kyler Murray number 1 overall, coming out of Oklahoma, the Giants, along with a lot of teams, are going to call the Arizona Cardinals about Josh Rosen.
Yeah, and management has said that Josh Rosen is their quarterback for now. Right. So I feel like that means, yeah, it's pretty much all but a foregone conclusion that Kyler Murray is going to get picked.
I mean, I have no idea. To Moose's point, it could be a smokescreen. Who knows what they're really going to do? I would have a hard time, honestly, I have a hard time believing an organization, because it's not just the head coach. This is not Steve Wilkes who made that decision to draft Josh Rosen last year. So the organization as a whole is going to go from drafting Rosen to now all of a sudden, because Cliff Kingsbury is running things, they're going to take Murray and totally change course?
Right, and listen, I mean, he said it's for now, but you got to also remember it's all a game.
Right.
I mean, the entire draft process is a game. It's creating a marketplace for players that you don't have an interest in order to get something from another team, another organization. The Arizona Cardinals are a bad football team. They're not just one player away. And Josh Rosen was selected a year ago to be their quarterback of the future. Kingsbury was brought in to bring the college style of offense. It doesn't mean you necessarily draft a quarterback that's 5'10", first overall. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. However, I would not say all of a sudden now, without a shadow of a doubt, they're drafting number 1 overall.
And by the way, the idea that because we're in New York and the Giants need a quarterback, the idea that they'd be able to get Rosen, to your point, for 2 or 3. If they could, you do it. But like other teams wouldn't be trying to get Josh Rosen themselves. Half the teams in the league need a young quarterback who would have killed to be able to draft Rosen.
If the Redskins are having a conversation with Miami about Ryan Tannehill, the Redskins will have a conversation with Arizona about Josh Rosen.
Right. And for the Giants, it's really a bargain because Rosen is only due $6 million over the next 3 years of his contract. So it'd be really cheap. And to Ralph's point, it'd be like a test drive for him. Sal, Moose, thanks so much.
Thanks, Chris.
Up next, the Mavs come to town to take on the Nets. Could Kristaps Porzingis help out his new team from the bench? Highlights on the way next. Plus, Jacob deGrom may have won the Cy Young in 2018, but it seems Vegas has a new favorite to win it this season. We'll explain why right here when Geico Sports Night returns.
If your family is anything like this, you need quality floors from Empire today. Like durable carpet with built-in stain and pet protection. Tough wood laminate with a scratch-resistant finish. Or waterproof vinyl plank floors. Even bath time is no match. And when life happens, Empire backs every floor with great warranties. Quality floors you can count on. That's Empire today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. The Ford Escape is the car you want when you want an SUV. But also the SUV you want when you want a car.
Now get an Escape with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash or lease for just $199 a month. Only at your local Ford store.
Ladies, have you heard about the new X series of scratch-offs on the New York Lottery? X series? Yeah, X series. You can multiply your winnings extensively, up to 100 times.
That exists?
Exceedingly so.
An extravaganza of extra winnings sounds excellent. How's Xavier?
Excelling at all his extracurriculars, really exceeding the experts' expectations. How's Lex?
Back with his ex.
Oh. Examine the new X series of scratch-offs exclusively from the New York Lottery, with prizes up to but not exceeding $5 million. Just look for the X.
And now's the time you've been waiting for. The undisputed champs, Tundra and Tacoma. And in this corner, the reigning rulers of the road. Oh, let's get ready for spring.
Not bad.
Ready for a great deal?
Let's do it!
So good.
Right now, lease Corolla for just $129 a month, or lease Camry for just $189 a month. Plus, recent college grads get a $500 rebate on top of existing offers.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Friday, Robinson Cano and the Mets look to scare off their guests from within the division as they aim to reel in the fish and some spring action at First State Field. Mets Marlins, presented by Citi. Coverage begins Friday at 1, only in SNY.
Morning. You got a shadow there. Yeah. Good. How are you? Who do you have today?
I have Wheeler, Lockett, Gallon, and Kate.
Anything you want to see out of these? Any one of these guys? I want to see a lot of quality strikes. There you go. Which of these first 4 pitchers do you think doesn't have a jersey on that's going to throw BP? Syndergaard.
He might have his shirt off.
Corey, make sure you get at least half out of the stretch today. There you go.
That first slider was good.
It was nasty.
That's one I
It
ever
looked
done.
really like
Big.
Yeah, but sharp too.
Yeah.
It was filthy.
Remind him if he gets under it.
The slider.
Fastball too. The glove side. Hey, boy.
Wheeler looks really good.
Yes, he does. I saw the first 10 or so. It's right there. You got the you got the little lefty in there. You went wham. Nice, nice.
It was split too.
Yeah.
A little bit high on the inside. Good split.
Felt good.
Yeah.
Was coming out. Delivery's nice. Slider was there.
Yeah.
Huh?
I need to get somebody in there.
Change was good. On top of it, out front was good.
One
Was
kid
good.
just ran into his bat.
Yeah.
Fastball
Pop up.
beats him.
I don't
Pop
like
up.
it because you get competitive out there and we're not just like working on stuff.
But it was like Peter. I didn't want to throw him any off speed that first time because he's fouled fastballs over here.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to work out stuff, but he ain't beating me.
No. Felt good?
Yeah.
It's right there. It's good. Thinks he hit a fastball, hit a changeup.
Yeah.
Do some changeups, huh, Noah?
I didn't hear
I didn't hear anything. That's never a homer.
I gave it one solid hit that they just
He gave up one hard
cut it.
ball.
The left, yeah, you came right back to his barrel.
Yeah.
I saw it,
was
yeah.
like, oh, hey,
That was good.
You're
It's coming out good though.
Righty lefty.
That boy.
lefty.
You guys got 2 days now.
Island
okay?
helped Jacob deGrom turn in a historic season, winning the 2018 NL Cy Young Award, but it doesn't seem to be enough to make him the favorite to win the Cy Young again this season. According to Bet Online, they have Max Scherzer as the favorite at 5-2 and Jacob deGrom right behind him at 7-2. Much like last season, Aaron comes in third at 9-1 to win the Cy Young. No, not Tim Hardaway Jr., people. We're talking about Kristaps Porzingis. The Unicorns back in New York with the Mavericks to take on the Brooklyn Nets. The former face of the franchise obviously won't play because of his knee injury, but made the trip nonetheless. Mavericks at Nets. Besides Porzingis in town, Dirk Nowitzki appearing in possibly his final game in Brooklyn. He only had 4 points. Second quarter, Nets up 16 already. Spencer Dinwiddie. Nice passes to Amari Carroll. He knocks down the 3. The bench loves it. 51-32 Nets. 5 seconds left in the first half. Luka Doncic puts it up at the buzzer. It's good. Another look. Doncic knocks down the 51-foot shot, though he's not too happy as the Nets are up by 18. Their largest halftime lead this season. Third quarter. Russell with the alley-oop pass to Jarrett Allen for the dunk. Nets up 24. Later in the third, Carroll in the corner. Buckets. Carroll led the Nets with 22 points off the bench, and Porzingis extends his hospitality after the Nets win 127-88. Number 2, Virginia visiting Syracuse. Less than a minute to go in the first half. Frank Howard pulls up for 3 and drains it to give the Orange a 2-point lead going into half. But in the second half, Virginia's offense would heat up. Ty Jerome hits a deep 3 to put the Cavaliers up by 7. As a team, Virginia shot 72% from 3-point range. Their next possession, Kyle Guy gets the ball in the corner and sinks the 3 to go up by 10. Guy finished 8 for 10 from 3 with a game-high 25 as Syracuse falls to Virginia 79-53. Up next, the Mets are hoping Al Leiter and John Franco can help the franchise head in the right direction. We'll tell you what Leiter and Franco will be doing in their new roles with the Mets. We'll be right here after the break.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Choosing my car insurance was the easiest decision ever. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. that's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. Geico's a company I can trust, with over 75 years of great savings and service. Now that's a win-win.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
The Cadillac Move Up sales event is here. Move up to next-gen connectivity. Move up to advanced safety. Move up to something a little more, well, Cadillac. In XT5, XT4, and the Escalade. Current non-GM owners and lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Cadillac XT5 from around $359 per month.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing a special tag team event. Are you ready? The New York Mets and WWE present the Todd Frazier WWE Bobblehead. April 6th is WWE Day at Citi Field. Purchase your tickets at Mets.com/tickets. WrestleMania week at Barclays Center, April 5th through 9th. More information at WWE.com/events.
Were you hurt at work? Get the workers' compensation payments you deserve. Did you suffer hearing loss at work, or do you have a third-party injury claim? And what about Social Security disability? Get the experienced legal representation you deserve. There's so much at stake. Call 1-800-222-WISH today. For over 80 years, Pasternak, Tilker, Ziegler, Walsh, Stanton, and Romano have defended the rights of hard-working New Yorkers. Call 1-800-222-WISH.
You went to college? You're smart. So why are you getting ripped off on your student loans? At Credible.com, we've helped tens of thousands of people save money by refinancing their student loans. In 3 minutes, we'll get you actual rates from multiple lenders. We could save you hundreds of dollars a month by refinancing to a lower rate. Don't get ripped off on your student loans. Let's focus on your future, not your debt.
Visit Credible.com and in 3 minutes, see how much you could save.
Hey, Joey.
Hey!
Home game tonight. You get an injury update?
Oh, don't even get me started, bro. My sciatica's acting up. I think I pulled a muscle in my neck. I don't even know what this thing is. I don't know where it happened, but I kind of developed like some underarm acne. I think I gotta switch out my roll-on. Have you ever seen this before? Take a look. Come in close. Yeah, whoa. Where you going?
SNY, complete coverage of every New York team, anytime, from any device.
Get your New York sports here.
SNY.TV. All things New York sports, all on one site, with easy access to up-to-the-minute news on all of your favorite New York area teams, featuring insider info, opinion, scores, stats, exclusive interviews, and video features, constantly updated by bloggers as passionate about New York sports as you are. Only on SNY.TV, your online home of all things New York sports.
UConn taking on South Florida in their final regular season game. Katie Lou Samuelson sitting this one out with a back injury. UConn trailed by 4 at halftime, but picked it up in the second half with their defense as Nafisa Collier gets the steal and finishes at the other end. Samuelson fired up from the bench. Under 3 minutes to go. UConn up 6. Olivia Nelson-Ododa. Active hands, forces the steal. Crystal Dangerfield feeds Kristen Williams for the easy land. UConn wins it 57-47, finishing their regular season undefeated in conference play. Now, the Mets went back to their old star pitchers to help shape the future of the organization. The Mets made John Franco and Al Leiter baseball operations advisors for the team. The two will help with scouting and player development. GM Brody Van Wagenen believes in them to upgrade the franchise.
First off, we're really excited to have both. I mean, John has been with the organization for a long time. He's been very active in community service, but to be able to bring him into the fold and start to become an advisor in the baseball operations department, we're excited about. And then Al has a unique energy. For those of you that have met Al in the past, I mean, he brings an energy every day. He has, purpose to what he says, and I think both those guys are going to do a lot of player development with us. They're going to be getting to know our pitchers in the minor leagues, are going to help them mentally be able to prepare for what it's like to succeed at the major league level, let alone in New York. And then they're going to help us with talent evaluation as well.
Leiter put out a statement saying, quote, "I am thrilled to be reunited with the Mets organization, which I hold so near and dear to my heart. I grew up a fan of the team and then was fortunate enough to realize my childhood dream of pitching for the Mets. Now, thanks to the Wilpon family and to Brody Van Wagenen, I'm privileged to have the opportunity to make a positive impact on the future of the organization. I couldn't be more appreciative or more excited." That's going to do it for this edition of Geico Sports Night. I'm Chris Williamson. Beautiful people, have a superb Tuesday.